A long list of names connected to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is set to be released soon. The documents include over 150 names deriving from a civil lawsuit against Epstein's convicted associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence. The disclosure will include alleged co-conspirators, perpetrators, victims, and witnesses, as well as former employees of Epstein. Epstein died by suicide in 2019 while behind bars. With more on what to expect when the names are released, we are joined by former federal prosecutor Fred Epstein. Fred, sir, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for being with me.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me.
I'm most curious about why now, because as mentioned, this is deriving from a case that was settled in 2017 from one of the accusers. We've just entered 2024. A judge less than a month ago said, we're going to release these names. Why now?
It's interesting. So the answer as to why now is actually in your question, and that is because the case was resolved in 2017. And I deal with this a lot in a lot of civil litigation for a number of different reasons, whether it's a trade secret case or people's personal information is involved. You're allowed to file kind of documents, what they call under seal, and redact information. And in this case, people went to the judge and said, look, this lawsuit's been over since 17. That's now what? My math's not great. I got 620 in my SATs, but it's what, 7 years? And so there's no reason to keep this stuff sealed. And the judge ultimately said yes, and said we're going to unseal the names. Some people asked that their names not be released, which they're entitled to do. One person was concerned about their safety. Another person was a minor, and the judge said we're not going to release the names of any minors. So, you know, we'll see what's in there. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, we're going to get a look, and it may be much ado about nothing.
I know that,
or it may be a bombshell.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're going to get to that, but I know that the judge gave people on the list a chance to object before January the 1st, so certainly I'm sure people did. Who is expected to be named?
Well, I mean, yeah, Bill Clinton, that's like the worst kept secret in America that he was on there. Prince Andrew, I think a lot of people who have already been kind of identified as being associated with Epstein, and I use the term associated loosely. We don't know. There could be other people. I mean, you know, it depends under the circumstances under which the names were sealed, and there could be a ton of people. A lot of people may be completely irrelevant to the charges or the ongoings or the criminal conduct or the kind of horrible situation that was Jeffrey Epstein, and a lot of them may be quite closely at ground zero, and this could be a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, you just call it the worst kept secret in terms of former President Bill Clinton having connections to Epstein. Same goes for former President Trump as well. Clinton, though, has been tied to John Doe number 36 in the documents. If you are the former president, and again, to be clear, has not been connected to any wrongdoing, but if you are the former president, would you be lawyering up? Is he already? How should he be feeling right now?
I guess fortune favors are prepared. So if I'm President Clinton, I would be meeting with my attorneys. I'd be meeting with the public relations firm to see if it was going to be necessary to spin this. Again, it may be much ado about nothing. I mean, he may very well know what the circumstances are surrounding the use of his name in these documents, in which case he may not be worried about it. Or he may know what's coming, in which case he should be very worried about it, or maybe need to be worried about it, and should be taking steps to protect himself, as would anybody. I mean, I would give that advice to anybody who thought that their name may be released in connection with this decision by the judge to unredact these documents.
Do you, less than 30 seconds to go, do you think that this is, you agree with the judge in the decision to be releasing these?
I do. I think in civil litigation, I mean, the public has a right to know, even in civil litigation, even in the stuff that I do that is basically a huge yawn. But the public, and there's case law in every federal court in America about the public's right to access to information, and the fact that sealing should be used very sparingly. And so the answer to your question is yes. And in this case, more particularly because it's a case of a lot of interest from a lot of people for a lot of different reasons.
All right, former federal prosecutor Fred Epstein, thank you again for being with me tonight.
Hey, thank you kindly for having me. Have a great night and have a happy New Year.
All right, same to you.